Hey guys, me again with another YouTube video. So this is my second one of the day. I'm really getting back into doing actual voiceover commentaries of my LDD models. I'm super happy. Today I did the predecessor to the weapon that we're going to be talking about right now. Underneath the rendered images folder up there in that top right hand corner is that video. The G3A4 will be uploaded before this one. I like to upload these almost in order. Did not mean to do that. Drive.google.com. So today we're going to be taking a look at the H&K XM8, which is an experimental rifle that is, we don't really know what's going to happen to it right now. This is what the rendered image looks like right here. As you can see, I did mine in the tan. It takes the same G36 magazines. It has the same operating system as the G36. The only real difference between it and the G36 is that it's a newer shell design and it's a lot more lightweight and a lot more modern for the updated battlefield. I'm going to go ahead and download the actual LDD model itself and then go ahead and open that up in LDD. So this is what it looks like in LDD. I know LDD doesn't do it justice. The rendered image looks a lot better than this. This has the same exact body as the G36. The only difference is it's a lot more user-friendly and it's a lot more lighter. Oops, that was already minimized. We're going to start with the stock and we're going to work our way forward to the end of the muzzle as we generally do with these types of videos. So the difference between this and the G36 is that this stock does not fold. This one has only this retractable and extendable buttstock. This one's pretty basic. I don't know how the actual stock works, so I couldn't do any really intense mechanisms or anything like that. But you just pull the pin on this one. Your stock comes. Oops. Your stock comes out. You push the pin back in, and then find the setting that you want, and that's how long it can adjust outwards, different things like that. So this stock has the curves on the back of it just to make it a little bit more comfortable on the user itself. It has all the necessary angles that it needs to have. This one has a bunch of different positions from really long to really short. Put that back in. This black piece up on top of the stock is your cheek rest. This one also is smoothed out and curved on the edges just to give the user a little bit more of an easier feeling on their cheek itself. It has all the necessary angles. As you can see, there's like lines right here where it meets the upper receiver and the lower receiver. Speaking of the upper and lower receiver, we have a really basic body. The XM8 doesn't have any like really good detailing going for it. The only big thing that you can see on the receiver itself is the shell ejection port, the brass deflector, and the fire/safety selector. Your fire/safety selector is this right here. It has the safety, the semi-auto, and the full auto, or it might be full round, 4-round burst. We don't know just yet. It depends on whatever they make it on the final object. As you can see, this is ambidextrous on both sides. You can flip this up or down, like so. We'll leave it on full auto for now. This uses the same pistol grip design that I've been using on the G36 and the H&K 21. This sits flush with the receiver itself. It has a little bit of stippling on the side, and just to make sure your hands don't move too much. It has the finger grooves in it, make sure your fingers don't go up and down. And then on the bottom of it, it has that weird black piece that XM8s have. I don't know why that's there. I don't know if that's a rubber butt pad so that when you dive prone after taking fire, like if it hits, it takes impact. I don't know why that's really there. It has the oversized trigger guard for snowy environments so that if you're wearing huge, bulky winter gloves, you have plenty of room to pull the trigger. The trigger itself does move. Come on now, lady. Come on. There we go. As you can see, the trigger does move. The magazine release is just like any G36 or H&K G3 or H&K 21. It's a paddle style magazine release, works just like that of an AK. You push on it and then it does that, and then you can grab your magazine out of it. The magwell itself is flared, which is what these little angles are. It makes reloading a little bit easier so that the magazine is kind of guided more instead of just hitting something flat and then not moving at all. On the side of the magazine itself, it does have the little knobs. H&K G36 mags are really unique in that they have little knobs and grooves on the side that you can take and you can twist them together so that you have multiple magazines clipped together. You'll see a lot of times people like to take AK-47 mags and they'll tape them together with duct tape, or some M4 mags use like a special little clip piece themselves. H&K was basically just like, yeah, screw that. We're going to do this really cool, unique system using these two knobs right here so that you don't even have to buy any extra pieces. You don't have to use ugly duct tape or anything like that. Literally, all you do is you clip them into one another by twisting them into one another. I've done it before with H&K G36 magazines and airsoft, and it's pretty cool because you really don't need any tools. You just use your hands. They come off pretty quick. It's really unique, honestly. The bottom of this magazine has the rubber piece on it, and I don't know whether or not this magazine has a... Oh, it does have a simulated bullet on top. So this is the simulated 5.56 by 45 bullet up in the top of it. It's just a 22 caliber bullet with a full-sized assault rifle cartridge behind it. Here we can see the brass deflector. This is really some of the only detailing on the upper receiver. The XM8 is like a super plain build. I can't really get much detail into it because it's that plain. This is just the brass deflector. There's really nothing much more to say about it. This is your shell ejection port. Works just like the G36. The charging handle right above it works exactly like a G36. So you can take and, or not, flip this out to one side just like that. Or you can take and flip this out to another side just like that. And it's ambidextrous basically. So as of right now, we have an ambidextrous fire/safety selector. We have the ambidextrous magazine release because it's really, you know, not on either side. We have the ambidextrous charging handle. The only thing that doesn't make this weapon ambidextrous is the fact that the shell ejection port is on the right side for right-handed shooters. Not that it really matters. The brass deflector is there so that if you do have it shouldered on your left shoulder, the brass isn't coming straight back at your face. The brass deflector does exactly what it says. It deflects the brass away from your shooter's face. So it kicks it out to the side and not right back at you. Above the charging handle, we can see our 3-stud wide carrying handle. You kind of just stick your fingers up in here. They didn't really give you much room, which is something that I noticed. Like I said, this is 3 studs wide, just so you guys can see. 1, 2, 3. It is 3 studs wide. It's not the standard 4 studs. Back sight super simple. Front sight super simple. It lines up pretty much just like that. Charging handle, it should move back. Yes, it does. So you can charge the weapon back to basically there. As you can see, the shell ejection port opens up like it should. You can see the bullet is right there. Yes, my Google Hangouts is blowing up. The front here is still 3 studs, which is kind of like, it was really hard to do. On the standard model, the normal model, this kind of here is indented. So this is 4 studs here. It moves up in the 2 studs, and then above the 2 studs it comes out in the 3s, because there's like a little bit of an indent where these air vents or whatever these holes are. So that was kind of really hard to do, but it was fun to do. I'm going to move my phone so you guys don't hear that. My Google Hangouts is blowing up. There's a little bit of black detailing here on the side, and then underneath this is the handguard, which is a pretty basic handguard. It's just black rubberized material. The real-life model does not have the grooves in it that you're seeing here. You can see the body on the other side. But I wanted to give it a little bit more extra grip so that you can get your fingers in there and it's not jumping around on you. This is a lot more lightweight than the M4 is, so the recoil impulse on it is going to be a little bit harsher. So to control that recoil just a little bit more, I myself put grooves on the handguard so you can control it. There is no bottom rail mount. There's no side rail mounts. There is no top rail mounts. I don't know why, it's just how the XM8 kind of is. The front barrel is pretty simple. As you can see, it's got the folding front sight on it. So you can take and you can fold this down so that you don't have to remove it. If you do put a sights on it, the barrel gets wider here, slims down, and then comes into your standard birdcage muzzle brake. And that's pretty much it. So a little bit of background history about the XM8. The XM8 was originally built by H&K to replace the aging M4 carbine that our military currently uses. It went through the field test, it went through everything that it needed to, but for some reason the military just did not like it, so they stuck with the M4. H&K would try again to replace the standard assault rifle that the U.S. military uses with the H&K 416, which looks something along the lines of... Digging through all of these rendered images, looking for the H&K 416, which I know is on here. It's right there. Which looks something like this. The H&K 416 is basically just an M4 carbine, but updated. It's a little bit lighter, different things like that. But back to the XM8. For some reason, the military just did not like this rifle. Even like the German government didn't adopt this rifle right away. I don't know if they're going to or not going to. This is still a prototype. We don't hear much information about these weapons anymore. You might remember the M8A1 from Black Ops 2. That kind of plays on the fact that this would become the like U.S. military rifle, the new M4, because it says M8A1, so it takes the XM8 in the title and turns it into the M8A1, and just like the M4A1. But we really don't know much about this rifle because it's in prototype, and we don't know if it's going to become a production model or not. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. If you guys want to check out this weapon and more, don't be afraid to check out my website at bluejaythemeister.weebly.com. There will be a link in the description as always. It's free, always will be. What else do I need to say? That's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, and have a nice day. See you guys in another YouTube video.